right, guys, welcome back to the Man with a Plan podcast. Today is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be a traditional episode, and as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title of this episode, if you want to call it that, it's going to be a little untraditional. And I think I'm just going to kind of go off of emotion. I don't really want to script this out and have it feel not genuine, because if you understand who I am, you know that Brady as a player means a lot. Patriots fan, unapologetic sometimes, but Brady was the one that got me into football. Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, Patriots, Buccaneers, multiple Hall of Fame careers. If you want to kind of do it like CBS or Fox or any of those graphics, those put him the way they put him out. That he's been in the league for half of his life, and he's done everything you can imagine or hope to do in this league when you first enter it. An ordinary player, 6th-round draft pick, made the ordinary look extraordinary. He was a player that came into this league with no real expectation from anyone outside but himself. He believed and he bet on himself. He kept those promises and really, I think, changed the NFL and the way we kind of look at quarterbacks. He was a part of the NFL as the game changed. And when he was drafted in 2000, nobody knew what Twitter was. 2022, his retirement. 2023, his retirement video comes from just that. And just kind of how he's transcended how people view him post New England, post Tampa now. I think I'm just going to kind of start with what I felt. And I think for me, the first memory of Tom Brady, very, very young, 6 years old, it was 2007. It was the Super Bowl. Not even really a football fan, just kind of watched Super Bowls for the commercial aspect of it. The funny Eminem plane commercial, funny this and that. There's a lot of those where you'd sit around the lunch table going, okay, what was your favorite commercial, instead of really breaking down the game as you got older. But I remember a shot, and it was Tom Brady and Bill Belichick walking down the sideline. And it kind of stuck with me, and it's my first real vivid memory of football. And you fast forward to 2012. I'll never forget it. This is my first time I really sat down. My family had come home from PetSmart, and I don't understand why this sticks in my mind. We'd come home from PetSmart, and I told my dad, I want to watch a football game with you. It was a Monday Night Football matchup for the Patriots and the Houston Texans. And New England won that football game, and I asked a lot of questions. And one of those answers really transformed my football fandom life. My dad was from Boston, grew up there for a while, and said, hey, I had season tickets to the Patriots and the Red Sox. And it kind of stuck with me, obviously. I wear my Patriots stuff sometimes on this podcast. Talk a lot of New England football. We've had Andrew Callahan, Boston beat writer there. But that first game, Brady wasn't overly athletic, didn't really catch my eye. But it's the way he carried himself. It's the way that the competition felt like he had seen it before. And I think for Brady, as I grew up in football knowledge, he really became attached. 6th grade, first day, I wore a Brady jersey to school on the first day. Instead of trying to dress up, look nice, try to impress anybody, it was middle school. It's the weirdest time for anybody. I chose to wear a Tom Brady jersey. I think that I'm not the only one. Not just wearing not wearing football jerseys to middle school, but the way he had an impact on football in America, had impact across the world. His brand, the way he carries himself, the competition, it's all synonymous with him. TB12, just let's go. That's the sideline runs, the rings, the success, the competition, the way his fiery personality would come out on times on the sideline. Josh McDaniels and Brady getting at it in a close game at Buffalo in 2018. Brady transcended a lot of things. And for me, last year when I reflected on the career, wasn't really ready to see him go and felt like he had a lot more in the tank. But sometimes that's how you want to retire, especially in professional sports. Usually athletes like Peyton Manning, he went out on top, but we figured, yeah, it's probably his time to go. Athletes in baseball sign 10-year contracts, and I'm taking this from other podcasts. They get celebrated near the tail end of their career, but they're a shell of their former selves. Basketball, Kobe Bryant, The Lakers struggle all year, able to put up 60 points and go out in elegance in his final game against the Jazz. Michael Jordan, not many people, at least the not diehard NBA fans, Michael Jordan was on the Wizards? That's something. I usually associate Jordan's end with the game-winning shot against the Jazz in the NBA Finals, but he had some time in Washington, and it did not end as well. So I think for Tom, he was able to go out on his own terms. It wasn't like he was being cast aside. It wasn't like he was traded. There were rumors of San Francisco or Las Vegas, but I think for Tom, this was time. He ended out on a weird note against the Cowboys, and I was able to be there for his final regular season game. But I think what he meant to the game was special. And I think his legacy, his story, the 6th-round guy that nobody trusted, nobody believed in, supposed to be Drew Bledsoe's career backup, comes in on a fate chance, slim margin. He comes in and he wins a Super Bowl in his first year as a starter. It's 2 separate dynasties with the same team, and then goes and picks his own team. One of the worst percentages all time in sports, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Takes them to a Super Bowl in their first year. It's insane. And you try to find the words, you try to script it up to describe what Brady means to you. And I think your mileage may vary depending on who you are. But I think for me, it's tough to really describe how much he changed football, meant to me, meant to others. If Tom Brady was one thing, he was a winner. Winningest all-time quarterback, most Super Bowl championships, most AFC championships, able to win a Super Bowl in both conferences, representing the Pats and the Bucks, able to break so many records, most completions, most passing yards, so many of those things. I almost want to take it. I don't want to edit this, make kind of a weird cuts here and there, because I want this to be raw. I want this to really reflect how I feel about Brady retiring. He's walking away from the game. It's not going to be the same without him. We might see him in the booth next fall in Fox. We might see him as a coach one day. We really don't know. Only he does. But I'll leave you with this. I think if Brady taught us anything, is that even if you aren't Mahomes, you aren't Michael Jordan, you aren't this extraordinary athlete, hard work in any field will prevail over a lot of things. An ethic, an attitude, a will to succeed, and all at the same time, having the happiness and the drive to want to keep going and push towards that ultimate goal, even when you feel like you have everything accomplished. That never satisfied attitude. Brady's favorite game, his favorite ring, was always the next one. Never be satisfied. Brady never was. But for him, it's time to close the curtain on his playing career. And with that, this was the Man with the Plan podcast. Thank you guys as always. Take care.